So I was gonna see what that marker said over there on that rock. I'm assuming it just said like who funded the thing or something, like in the park. Look, a squirrel. But it could be like a historical marker. I don't know. I mean, it looks like them. Oh, it's the site of the 1908 Confederate Veterans Reunion. Oh, let's take a look at that. That's some history there. Of course, we are in Texas, so there wouldn't have been a Union reunion. You know what? There were some Southerners that fought on the Union side, but let's see. So, site of 1908 Confederate Veterans Reunion. The Civil War ended 1865, and by 1880s, the ranks of the former veterans had thinned. Many had moved west, and old sectional divisions were subsiding. Groups like the United Confederate Veterans formed and held reunions to honor those who had served in the conflict. From July 29th to August 1st, 1908. Okay. This, is it? UCV, I guess it's the United Confederate Veterans Camp number 996 of Junction, hosted a reunion at the site of veterans of both sides. Oh, of both sides, right? Then living in the region. William Johnson Cloud, who served in the 18th Texas Cavalry, headed the event. And this boulder, deposited from Alta Vista Mountain, served as the speaker's platform. Reunion like the one in Junction in 1908 brought Americans together to remember, to honor, and heal past differences. So this, in 1908, this was their speaker's platform, right? So they brought this here for that? That's what it sounds like, right? That's very interesting. That is very interesting. There's a little bit of history there. You know, there's sites that show you like all these markers. I usually don't stop at every single marker. Many of them that I look at sometimes seem insignificant, but I mean, there's some very interesting ones, so you might want to look into those more often. So I did a little researching on the internet, and I think, let me see, I think this is the picture right there. You cannot see the rock, because, let me see, I know the glare, the lighting is kind of bad, because it looks like they're standing on it and around it, but it looks like it could be their speaker's platform, right? It looks kind of like they got some poles sticking up, kind of like if it's a platform there. Hold on, let me see, that glare is pretty bad. Let me see. It'll probably be worse when I get, hold on, let me get this brightness up. Give me a second. All right, we made as bright as we can, but I'm pretty sure these people would have been all around this rock. I'm thinking that's what it is, because I see poles on the sides, so it's probably the speaker's platform. And I kept thinking, well, what is that in the back? I can't. There's like a mountain or something, so I wasn't thinking it was at first, but look. Now maybe that road wasn't even there at the time. Could have been, just maybe those guardrails weren't, right? But you can't tell from the picture. Then I was still confused about the picture, but then I saw this limb right here, right there. See how it twists? Note how it twists. I think that's that limb right there. That twist right there, right? Let me see. I think it is. It twists, right? It goes like that. Let's see. Oh, I should focus on that one. I think those people would have been here in 1908, just like that. I think this might have been the picture. I couldn't pull any more else up without more in-depth research. I gotta keep moving and traveling, but yeah, let's see. I think because that tree, this might even be the actual angle. Sorry about the focus. Those people probably would have been all standing here on those poles right there. I think so. That's very interesting. 19, over 100 years ago, right? 100 and what? So another 10 years would be 18. So almost 120 years, but another 3 years would be 20 years, right? So 117? Interesting.